Everyone for coming. It's really good to see you all again since we had to take our break from the protests. I want to talk today about, first about something that we've found out from some fantastic investigative journalists over the last few weeks that I think tells us a lot about the situation that we face, about the so-called allies that have postured in our defence, in defence of this cause, and the way forward that we have to take. So many of you will remember that last year, Donald Trump, the racist, narcissistic president of the United States, postured and made a lot of noise about TikTok, about the Chinese social media corporation, and how dangerous it was, and how we needed to attack TikTok and force it to sell its operations in order to protect the human rights of people in East Turkestan, in Hong Kong, and the rest of China. And he's not wrong that TikTok, like many big Chinese corporations, is complicit in the oppression. The company that he sold, that he got those operations sold to, was Oracle, a tech giant in America, a massive corporation whose board of directors, whose CEO includes major Trump supporters and donors, his friends, his allies. What the journalists at The Intercept have shown is that Oracle is selling surveillance software, surveillance databases to the Chinese police in Xinjiang up till 2017-18, when the camps were already known, already open, to Chinese police, to repressive Chinese police across the country, to racist, murderous police forces in America, in Sao Paulo, where military police are gunning down black people in favelas, helping the dictatorships in the Gulf to build their surveillance regimes. So what we've had is a posturing blowhard, claim to stand for human rights, and all he's done is had goods sold from a company he doesn't like because it's Chinese to a company he does like because it's American and owned by his mates. Nothing has changed. Racist surveillance is a worldwide problem, East and West. What's happening in East Turkestan right now is perhaps the most intense form that we've seen, but we would be kidding ourselves to imagine that there is something unique, something different, and that we could defeat this somehow by saying China bad, West good, opposing the Chinese government by backing up Western powers. What we need to do instead is the precise opposite, is to talk not about the uniqueness of the oppression in East Turkestan, but about the connections, about the parallels, about the solidarity that we can build around the world between different people, very different people who face similar enemies. There are people right now protesting racism rightly in the streets of America, people protesting against violent military military police repression in Brazil, people protesting in the Gulf states, and people on our streets in Britain standing up for the Black Lives Matter movement. What we need to do is not claim that what's happening in China is unique and stands apart and some distant problem that we must stand for as sort of benevolent Westerners, but we need to draw the links. We need to draw the links between these oppressions. We need to draw the links that show that we have common enemies in racist state violence and the corporations that profit from it all over the world. And it's by building that kind of movement of international solidarity that the real power that we could bring to bear will change these things. In America, we saw Google workers in the past couple of years force their bosses to stop cooperating both with Chinese censorship and with US defense contracts for the military. We've seen tech workers refuse to build surveillance databases that it was suspected that Donald Trump might try to use to repress Muslims in America. Those are the tools we need. It's solidarity between workers oppressors and oppressed people all over the world that can create the kind of scale of movement and the power that we need to defeat the repression in China, in East Turkestan, in Hong Kong, in Sao Paulo, in Minneapolis, and all over the world. So I hope that over the coming months, as things start to open up, as it becomes safe to do so, you will join us not only for our protests at the embassy of this repressive, violent, racist state that calls itself socialist, making a mockery of the word, but outside the shops and offices of corporations like Nike and HSBC and Oracle that prop up the regime, that profit from its crimes, and that ultimately drive this kind of abuse around the world. Thank you.